So, as you probably noticed, we are in Ben's RS3, and I know
my missus really, isn't it?
Well,
Let's be
it's your
honest, I
missus
never get to see this car, but she's off this week and she's still in bed because it's what, 24 minutes past 9. She's the world's laziest person, so she'll still be in bed. So I nicked the car.
So basically, that's the only reason we've got the car. The reason we're in the car is because I've got some news, whether you are actually interested or not.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, please tell. Please tell.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. So there's a car that's going to be sold and another car that is on its way into...
Already done. Deal's done.
Deal's done. Deposits paid on this car. Now, anyone that's watched the previous videos will probably know what it is, but which car is actually going to get sold? Thank you to BOTB for sponsoring today's video. Have you ever heard of BOTB?
I have, yeah, because they're sponsoring this video.
And they are the dream car competition company.
Well done. And they've given over £35 million worth of cars away. Did you know that? To hundreds of different people.
For 1 week only, they've taken 24 cars out of their usual lineup.
And they've added 24 very special prizes, which someone's guaranteed to win for Christmas. Did you know that?
And you could choose from 4 very special cars, including the Maserati MC20,
A Lambo Huracan,
an Aston Martin Superleggera,
and a McLaren 765 LT. Beast of a car, that.
long tail.
Long tail, there you go. It's only because I told you what that stood for.
Or 20 awesome cars, including the Audi RSQ3
Nice car.
and a Nissan GTR,
All right.
BMW M3.
Nice car.
£100,000 in cash in the boot.
100 grand.
100 grand.
So the tickets range from £2.50 to £5. Even you could stretch to £2.50, let's be honest. And the top prize is worth £280,000.
In addition to this, you could even win another extra on top £20,000 cash for just a few pence extra.
So even you get involved with that just for just a few pence extra.
It seems like a lot you could win for just £2.50. So the Supercar Super Cash Christmas Special is for 1 week only. So make sure you get your tickets before Sunday the 20th. Otherwise, you're not going to be in the draw to win.
And you could be their Christmas winner.
You could win. Are you telling me?
I was just telling you there.
So
you could if you had to go.
I can't enter it.
Why?
Because I'm doing this advert
Yeah, surely
for
you
BOTB.
can. You can, okay.
Well, anyway, check the links down below. Click them. Go and spend £2.50, £5, whatever.
Yeah.
And you could be one of their Christmas winners. When I've been out in this RS3 in the past,
yeah,
even though it's got the exact same engine as the RSQ3,
yeah, and gearbox,
right? Those cars drive completely different.
How though? So explain to me.
Obviously,
why?
The RSQ3 is a SUV, mini SUV. It drives like an SUV. You can tell you're in an SUV.
Which is probably the idea of it,
Which is the idea.
Yeah.
But after I've driven it now for a few months, I basically don't really like it too much.
Why?
Because...
You know, you've encouraged people, probably not directly, but people have bought that car. I mean, I've no idea why, off the back of what he said, but people have bought that car off the back of you buying one and liking it.
And if you like SUVs, it's a great little SUV. Yeah. But as you said in the first video thing, I'm not an SUV lover.
No, you're not.
So this is more my type of car, like a hot hatch.
Yeah.
Well, a proper car, just like a normal car, not an SUV or a crossover or anything like that. I've come to the conclusion that I'm really just not keen on SUVs. So I can't even say. So the RSQ3 is getting sold.
I guess that going, from you saying that you don't like SUVs. I can't help
but say that.
Right.
I can't wait any longer.
Yeah.
So that car's going, and I've not bought an RS3.
What have you bought?
You know what I bought?
Yeah, I know what you bought,
Should we tell everybody else what I bought?
Yeah, go on.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive this car. We're in dynamic now.
Yeah, stick the gearbox in sport or put it in manual. Yeah, there you go.
Manual.
You're in this to try and remind yourself why you wanted to sell your RSQ3, because although this is a different car, this is obviously an RS3 and not a RSQ3. When people say this car's not fun to drive,
it is fun.
I understand what they're saying with the steering. Like, the steering's not as engaging. For me, I don't have to be engaged to drive a car just because it's manual. I think a lot of people who watch this channel find a car that's more engaging to drive because it's manual. I don't think it needs to be that. Because like I said to you before, could you imagine your GTR being manual? Would you find your GTR more engaging to drive if it was manual?
I wouldn't like the car. It's just something I wouldn't want to drive in a manual gearbox. When you drive this compared to the RSQ3, I don't know, it just gives you the feeling of... The RSQ3 feels artificial. I know it pumps the noise in, and I know it gives you the sense of it's a sporty car. Ride is good, it is a sporty SUV, but I think it's lacking. It's just lacking something.
I feel like it's been, when I drove it, and it's the exact same as this, but this doesn't feel as bad. But when I drove the RSQ3, it felt like Audi is restraining the car. They've done something to hold everything back, like the engine, the gearbox. They've limited its capabilities, whether that's for emissions, probably is the OPF, that's what it feels like to me. It's the same in this, but it just doesn't feel as restricted as the RSQ3.
People call the RS3 the new one because of the filter and everything like that, and it's dumbed down and it's not as sort of like raw as the older ones and stuff. And I agree, the sound when you're outside doesn't sound as good as, you know. Even
your RSQ3 sounds better, weirdly.
It does sound better, weirdly enough, but it drives nowhere near this. I know what people are saying, oh, it's an SUV, it's not going to do, but you'd expect it to be close. The GTR now, because it's been modified, I don't know, it's in the middle now. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I was following you back from Sean's before in the GTR, and it's an amazing car and it sounds great and everything like that, but it's not something I'd probably want to drive every day. Whereas this car is something that you could drive every day. It wouldn't start to annoy you because, you know, of the way it drives and its aggressive nature. Because people say, oh, RS3, oh, it's not a great daily because the suspension's too harsh and just the car in general. This, to me, is a perfect daily driving car. And the RSQ3 is, but I just don't feel like I'm getting enough back out of the RSQ3 to warrant me keeping it.
Do you think with the RSQ3 you'd end up modifying it that much to get that engagement and get it set up how you'd want to drive it to then ruin it as a daily? Do you think that'd happen?
I think you would, yeah. If you wanted the RSQ3 to drive like as fast as that, it's quick and it's quick. Yeah. You know, you're using the paddles and stuff and you're in control. You still are engaged. I mean, you can't be unengaged with these paddles. They're bleeding massive, aren't they?
Thanks to Ultimate Customs for them, by the way.
And I just think after 3 months of driving the RSQ3, my wife likes it. I do like the car and would still say, if you want to buy a car that is an SUV, a sporty SUV, you don't want a massive SUV, because there is a lot of big SUVs out there. The RSQ3 for the money, you're getting performance and everything like that. I don't know, like I say, it just feels, after now owning it for 3 months, a little bit artificial. I don't know, I fancy an RS6 now.
Oh really? Oh, so is this where I should look shocked?
Yeah, as everyone's seen, I test drove that
down this road.
I
took you out and down this road, didn't I?
Well, I just want, like, they're throwing you back in the seat. It's like I'm calling the RSQ3. It does what it says on the tin. For an SUV, it is a good car. So I convinced my wife to get rid of the RSQ3 for an RS6. So deposit has been paid. It's coming in January, and we'll go back to the house and we'll show you on the configurator
exactly what it is that you bought. Yeah. So you're not going to tell people the exact RS6 that you bought?
No.
You're going to show them on the configurator?
Yeah. Before we get back to the house, the story is, I looked for one about 3 weeks ago. You looked.
Yeah.
And you found a couple actually.
Yeah.
But they had the ash inlays here. The price was good. We got a good deal on that car, the couple that were available.
Yeah.
But like I said to you, I'm not spending any amount of money on a car. You should pick the car that you want, in the spec that you want.
That's fair enough.
Don't compromise. One will turn up eventually. We were at Awesome GTI yesterday. My wife was with us. Mark was there with his RS6. So we were just talking. I said, just go out in the car and see what you think. She went out in it. She come back. I love it. Okay, we'll see if we can get one. You got on the phone to your mate. He said, yeah, I've got one coming in January. It's the spec that you want, that you wanted originally. I can do you a decent price on it. So we said, there's the £1,000 deposit. Thank you very much. And that took the best part of about 12 minutes to decide. And I'm looking forward to getting into a car that drives similar to this. The new RS6 is very agile for a big car.
Four-wheel steering.
Yeah.
Quattro sports diff.
And easy for anyone to drive. Great car. Bit boring to some people. Another boring Audi, but I like it.
Well, we're getting rid of an Audi for another Audi. What you didn't want to do was get rid of your GTR for another Audi. I mean, we've been going, what, 4 months, 5 months?
Yes.
There's still loads of cars that we want to own. BMWs. You want a AMG, what's it called? The GT thing? at some point.
GTR?
Yeah.
Before anyone says you're buying a car for the channel, I'm not actually buying this RS6 for the channel. Yeah. I'm buying this car for me. It'll be on the channel, obviously. I want to get an exhaust for it. I'm going to get it mapped at some point. It's a lot of things, that car. It's been bought for... One of the things is I don't like keeping the same car too long, whether it's YouTube or not. I know other YouTubers get slated for, oh, I bought a car, I've wrapped it, staged whatevered it.
And this is why I'm selling it.
It's broken. This is why I'm selling my car.
Yeah.
If that happens, it won't be because of YouTube. It will just because I want to sell the car. We're going to go on the configurator now. I'll show you what the spec I've ordered and why I've ordered that spec. And then I'll have a blast out in the RSQ3 just to prove to myself that I do definitely want it. Hopefully I don't drive it and say, do you know what, this car is actually really good. Why am I selling it? So let's go and have a look. We're on the Audi configurator. I'm going to let you do it because you're used to this.
Slightly different to the configurator I used to have.
Yeah, because obviously you know
how to use this one.
But you know what I've bought, and you show everybody because you know how to do the terminologies, don't you?
Well, I'll try.
Right. And I'll just sit back and do now.
The RS6 does come with quite a bit of decent kit as standard, to be fair. But the standard car is there right in front of you. What are you saying to that?
Terrible.
What we'll do is we'll start a new configuration and then I'll show you exactly what it is that you've bought. So straight away, there's 3 different trim levels: the Bogo car, carbon black, and the Vorsprung. Carbon black actually looks like a Vorsprung. It just doesn't have all the extra bells and whistles that the Vorsprung has. And it's about 8.5 grand more for the Vorsprung over the carbon black. Did you know that?
No, I do now. I'll just stop you there.
Yeah.
When I said it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Stick a set of wheels on, even though I'm not over keen on them wheels. They're better than the ones I've just seen.
Oh yeah, and they're bigger.
It's amazing.
But it's not just wheels, it's got the black styling pack on it now as well.
Oh right, so that's why, so it's not just the wheels that's making it look good. So that bog standard car was what, 90 something?
97 is it? So you see the black bits here, so the silver bits are all round here, this bit, the bit across is all now black. Same with the mirrors, they're black, and then the surrounds around the windows are all black, and the wheels are obviously bigger and nicer, to 22s to 22s from 21s.
Just to let you guys know, the reason I didn't go for the carbon black, which is a nice car, is because I got a really good deal on the Vorsprung, and the Vorsprung as standard has every single option ticked. I think the only thing you don't get is something stupid like a tow bar, which is obviously...
And red brake calipers and the carbon inlays.
Yeah, but it does have all of that on the one I'm getting.
What's weird is the carbon black, including the title, comes with the carbon tulle inlays, whereas the Vorsprung comes with the oak grey, like a grey brown oak inlay, and they're not very nice. They're very, I don't know, they look a bit shit, don't they? But you can see there over and above from the carbon black to the Vorsprung what it comes with: the dynamic ride control, the speed limit's increased to 174 mile an hour, but it is still restricted at that.
Which, to be fair,
are you ever going to do 174 mile an hour?
I wouldn't have picked the Vorsprung, because it does 174 miles. You're never going to do it.
No, but things like... The problem is, the Q5 that I sold you was a Vorsprung, come with loads of stuff on it. Even like little things like heated rear seats, which this will have. The RSQ3 you've got is a Vorsprung, so that's got, although it was slightly less than the Q5.
But the thing is with the Q3, which I didn't realise, is the stuff you normally get on a Vorsprung Q5, you don't get on a Q3. Like memory seats, memory mirrors, you just don't get it on.
Yeah, but with this, it will have all that, all your memory seats, all that kind of stuff, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats. So yeah, 109,950 for the car at the moment, but it's actually 112,840 on the road. So they make that price much smaller, but that's the on the road cost. You want yours, or you're getting yours in Mythos Black Metallic. Right. Which is a no-cost option, amazingly. Straight away from white to black, and actually I quite like that, but from white to black straight away, how much better does that look? It looks absolutely amazing.
And the reason I am going for black is I've seen a couple of black ones. Like I say, it's predominantly going to be my wife's daily driving car. She likes the black cars and stuff like that, so if you do want to wrap it as well.
Yeah, it's easier to wrap a black car.
They say, a rapper will say, make sure it's black, because then when the wrap comes into the door shuts, it's okay black.
Yeah.
Because if you have something black on the wrap, it actually matches the wrap colour, because we probably are going to wrap it at some point.
Going back to the interior inlays, they look horrific then, don't they? On that picture does them no justice whatsoever. They're not that bad in real life.
They're not.
But they're still not that pretty.
They're not much better. It just looks like, just horrific.
So as you can see, everything else that's ticked is all just standard stuff on the Vorsprung.
A lot of this stuff that is standard ticked on the Vorsprung is an option. on the like launch edition, is it still called that?
Yeah. So in regards to the different packages and things, Comfort Sound Pack is standard. That gives you Bang & Olufsen. Tour Pack gives you this is like adaptive cruise and stuff. Yeah. So you've got adaptive cruise, camera-based traffic sign recognition, pre-sense, which basically slams the brakes on if you're about to pull out in front of something or if something breaks. Before. Yeah. High beam assist, which dips your main beam. But high beam assist on this is even better because it's got the matrix LED lights, so they dip out the individual LEDs. Lane departure warning, which is annoying because most Audi drivers don't indicate. Exterior design, yeah, so the mirrors have been obviously replaced with black mirrors because it's the Vorsprung and the car's black, so that's why that's not ticked. Black roof rails. Now this is a car that I don't mind roof rails on because it's actually an estate.
Yeah.
But people putting roof rails on an RS3, making it look like one.
Well, could you take the roof rails off?
I don't think you can.
So you don't have the option to.
No, you can't. You can't deselect roof rails on an RS6. No. Okay. Privacy glass and that kind of stuff is standard. Pan roof is standard. Interior design, full leather package. Obviously, just gives you more leather in bits. I'm sure, like down the side of the centre console, things like that. Bits where you'd never ever see it. This here.
And for £1,000.
And for £1,000.
You're not going to see it.
No. But this is the bit that you were like, no matter what, the car has to have that, and that's the decorative inserts, carbon twill. And you'll see the difference when I press on this. And again, I don't think that does the carbon twill justice. But
no, and this was what the deal breaker was last time.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't buy it 4 weeks ago.
It doesn't have a tow bar, but then you don't need it. No. Power door closure it does have. Heads-up display, that's another thing you were missing. Q5 had.
Even though I don't like heads-up display.
Don't you?
No, I think it's a bit off-putting.
There's cameras all over the place, so you've got a 360 cameras,
yeah,
which you used to the Q3.
Which, let me add, when you get a 360 camera, you're like, wow, because you sold us this. When he worked in Audi, he sold it in the Q5 Vorsprung. And you looked at it and you thought, wow, this is amazing. How does it actually do it? And you're doing it and thinking like that. You don't use it. So anyone that wants the camera, it's a gimmick, and you look at it and think, oh wow. You just look with your eyes and the camera, the reversing camera.
Safety and technology. So one thing that you definitely won't need, because this is never going to be getting driven to its limits, and if it ever did, it wouldn't be that often, but you definitely don't need the ceramic brakes, do you? Let's be honest.
Anyone that spends 9,200 on ceramic brakes for an RS6 they've got more money than sense. All it is for bragging rights. Look at me brakes, look at how big them brakes are. Oh, they're massive.
Yeah, you don't ever need them for brake fade, and the only time you're ever going to get brake fade is if you're flying around a track constantly, which that car's never going to go on track, let's be honest. It's not really a track car, it's a fast...
I might throw it on, just to have a, just have a look round.
I mean, let us know in the comments if you want to see that. But it does have red brake calipers, which they charge you 520 quid for, to paint them red from black, which is madness. You do get the sports exhaust system, but then...
which is getting changed. First thing it's being done.
Do you think it needs changing, or do you reckon you could just take the OPF out and change the downpipes, and do you not reckon... So you know with the RS3, general consensus on the forums is that the standard sports exhaust, not standard exhaust, but sports exhaust, with changed down, upgraded downpipes and taking the OPF out, and it's the best sounding exhaust out there. So what do you reckon it'd be the same for that?
Yeah, we'll have a go, and then it's cheaper option than getting a full like Miltech that Mark's got at Awesome GTR.
How much is that?
He said I'll get you a price. But the fitting, and obviously it's more the mapping after to set it up for that exhaust system.
So all the dynamic ride control, top speeds increase, Quattro Sports diff, which is brilliant, and your four-wheel steering. Fuel tank is 73 litres, which you'll definitely need a big fuel tank.
So that's more or less at the end.
Yeah, so that's all your stuff there, brake calipers and all that kind of stuff, that's all in.
So let's see what the price is then. We don't need a warranty extension.
No, I think it's like £114,140.
I might tell you how much I've paid for it in a future video when I've actually taken delivery of the car.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
But I'll have to ask the Mike.
Yeah, because
he's done it, because he's done us a good deal. But yeah, check back on somebody. Just another reason to hit subscribe and hit the bell and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So that is the car, the exact car. I'm definitely changing the wheels. I'm definitely doing something with the exhaust, and I'm definitely going to get another minimum 100 horsepower out of it. That is the 3 definites, and if I don't do it, feel free to have a go at me on YouTube and say you're an arsehole because you just lie to us all the time. Because I did say I was going to do something on the RSQ3, but it just hasn't happened. We're going to go out now in the RSQ3 just to make sure that it is the right decision to get rid of that car.
and it is.
We are in the RSQ3. I don't think I really justified the fact of why I'm selling this car. I just don't think when we was out there, I'd really give it, let me just put it in normal mode.
Mad how much it shuts up.
Oh yeah.
When the valves are shut.
I actually want to discuss that. But yeah, I don't feel like I've justified the fact of changing the car, but we're in this now, coming out of the RS3, and you're in an SUV, you can tell you're in an SUV just from the seating position. But I think it's just a case of, I just don't like SUVs. As much as this is one of the sportiest SUVs you're going to ever buy, obviously bigger SUV, RSQ8, and then obviously you got the Urus, the Lamborghini Urus and stuff like that. Styling for an SUV on this is brilliant.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it looks
very,
amazing.
very aggressive, and obviously the RSQ8's the same, and the Urus and stuff like that, even though I wouldn't pay £250,000 for, you know, an SUV. Because it's an SUV, that's why I want to get rid of it and get a
So
more...
it's nothing else? It's not the drive, as you just said?
Yeah, but it's the drive because it's an SUV.
Right, I see what you mean.
We're going more or less on the same route that we just come down before. This is a 2.5 litre, same as the RS3 with the same gearbox as you say. It's now driving, I mean the RS3 is going to drive like this, just very subdued and quiet. Going back to what I was saying, I've not justified the reason, and I can't justify the reason of getting rid of this car.
You can't?
No, I can't justify it because...
But surely it's enough reason to say that I want an RS6, and this is the only car really that I would get rid of for the RS6.
I think the point is, as much as this car for an SUV is sporty and exciting for an SUV, that's the point I'm making. For an SUV, it's a good exciting drive. It's not good enough, and I've realised that this is the reason why SUVs are not for everybody, because you're never going to get that sporty car, sports car feeling out of an SUV. You're never going to get it.
Are you going to get that in an RS6 though? It's a big car, that.
It's a big car, but it's not an SUV, but it's big and you've got plenty of space, so it's practical like an SUV. Yeah, you're not getting that saddle position, but just driving your RS3 then, I'd prefer to be closer to the ground.
Really?
It's just a better feeling of driving a car. I thought with this, the reason we got this is because it is a sporty car, you know, plenty of power, plenty of torque, but it's still, I don't know, it's just lacking something. Even though it's the same engine as your RS3, which I keep saying. So I'll put it into RS mode. I mean, it sounds good. It does sound good. And it goes well, but it doesn't go as well as your RS3 for obvious reasons, a bigger, heavier car. But not by a million miles. This is 400 kilos heavier. This is 1700 and something. Well, yeah. And half of me. I don't know. Yeah, a gearbox map and an actual stage map. I mean, it is good, but I mean, you're going fast and it feels good. Again, I don't know. After now driving it for a while, it just feels like it's lacking something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bored of it. I don't know. Like I say, I cannot justify getting rid of the car.
Who gets bored of a £65,000 400 horsepower RS?
£60,000.
Alright, sorry I exaggerated a little bit. But who gets bored of that in 3 months?
And I know I'll get slated for this video.
And from me more than anyone else.
For getting rid of a car so soon. I don't know.
Just want an RS6.
I just want an RS6. I either get rid of this or I get rid of the GTR.
I remember when I still worked at Audi, way before we even started talking about YouTube and cocking about on YouTube for a bit, we were talking about an RS6, and obviously it was before this new one had come out. I remember when you said, I've never had one, but I would always like to have one, and that's before this one came out. And then when this one came out, and it looks like it looks, right from the beginning, still we'd not spoken about YouTube at that point, you were like, I won't know them. And then I took you out in the brand director's car, and we launch controlled it, and you were like, fucking hell, yeah, it's nice, this, really nice. You didn't even drive it. And from then you were like, I want one of these. Then you drove Mark's at Awesomes, and I think that cemented it for you, didn't it?
So it's the third one I've been in. And bearing in mind, I've never been in any of the old C7, C6.
Which is a completely different car. Like, I can't explain to you the difference in driving the C7 to the C8. I really, really like the C7. I think that's always going to be a bit of an iconic car as it gets, you know, as it gets older.
The GTR is probably going to go as well.
I mean, you're welcome to sound a bit more excited about, you know, buying an RS6.
What do you want me to say? I've not got it yet.
Don't just sort of play it down for the cameras and act all dead cool and all that kind of stuff. You must be buzzing your tits off.
It's just another car, isn't it?
I'm sorry guys, I'd be delirious.
I want the car and I'm excited to get it,
Yeah.
but it's not a Lamborghini or anything, is it? So there's no point in getting too excited. It's an Audi at the end of the day.
Well, they use that engine in a Lambo, so it's...
That's a Lamborghini then.
There you go.
I know for a fact, I know I'm going to buy it, I'm going to be like, yeah, this is a great car and I love driving it and everything.
You wrap it, modify it, it's broke, and then sell it.
Predominantly, it's, yeah, basically for YouTube, predominantly it's my wife's daily driving car. I'm still going to be driving something else, that's why I'm keeping the GTR.
You are keeping the GTR?
Oh, I'm going to sell a GTR, I'm going to do it, I don't know.
Listen,
so
the viewers don't know whether you're coming or going. I don't know whether you don't know. Come on.
You're saying about me coming and going with cars?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to sell a GTR. I'm 95% certain the GTR's going. We're going to do a few more videos with the RS. That's probably going to get sold for something else. This is definitely going because I've put a deposit on the RS6. So there's going to be a massive overhaul in cars. Well, massive as in 50% of them are going to get changed because we've got 6 at our disposal. 3 of them are going to get changed.
So to conclude,
I cannot justify getting rid of this car. I have no valid reason to get rid of it.
Other than the fact that you want an RS6.
Other than I need an RS6.
Oh, you need an RS6. Is this how you put it to your wife?
Yeah, I need an RS6.
Yeah. For your own sanity, for the YouTube channel. You know, it'd be great for her, more space, faster, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. I've come to the conclusion is I'm not an SUV person. I tried to be over the years. I've had, you know, KN, GTS, Macan S, and I've had some other SUVs. I'm just going to buy cars now that I used to buy and not think of practicality, even though the RS6 is. If I want another 911, I'm not going to worry about the boot and the roll cage. I'm just going to go and buy it. So rather than buying cars because you convince yourself that they're practical, and the RS6 is the best of everything, so I can't justify getting rid of this, but it's going, and RS6 is coming, so, and that is it.
There we go. So what we have done there though is we've not been the typical YouTubers because you didn't get this, wrap it, modify it, break it, and then sell it. You've skipped the middle bits out.
We've done absolutely zero to this.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Let's be honest, after a period of time, anyone in cars, you get bored of them. You're not going to get bored of your RS3 because you never drive it. You get bored of it.
Can you just make sure you promise me one thing?
What?
You either get it wrapped or PPF straight away, because I'm not coping with you having the car, stone chipping it, getting it painted, having a different colour front bumper, and then whinging about it and selling it.
Right, so thanks for watching. If you want to see the RS6 in January, subscribe and you'll see a video.
Don't wait until January to subscribe, please. Can you subscribe now?
It's only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
We do a collection video and then first drive, all that stuff, the usual YouTube videos that everybody does. Like people are really.
Are you going to be like a dead cheesy American, like dead over sort of?
Well, like the BOTB video at the beginning.
Like and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, please. Please, thanks very much.
Please subscribe to the channel. I think that's what he's trying to say. Please subscribe to the channel.
If you watch the video, please can you subscribe, because it's not all bollocks, I promise you. Some of it is actually alright.
99%.
99% is bollocks, but some of it is alright.
See you next time. Hopefully we get some more money off BOTB for advertising another competition thing. Click the links down below. We said it at the beginning, we'll say it again. You might win a car, you might win an RS6, who knows, and you won't have to spend 100 grand. I'm not saying they've got an RS6 in their competition thing.
I'd have thought they have.
But if they have, you might win it. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Go.